lack of accountability in itself is contributing to the current tensions within the party and the state government?
I agree with you completely. You cannot be in a house where there is no order, where there is no discipline, and you expect things to walk in the right direction. The PDP has been so silent about the demonic attitude of the former governor of Rivers State, who is now FCT minister.
Okay, sir.
Why is it demonic?
Sir, let's focus on the issues. Let's focus on the issues. There's no need for name calling. Let's just focus on the issues, sir.
Now the issues. Now you asked me a question about the issue of lack of discipline, and that if lack of discipline is in the party is part of what is fostering the kind of issues we have in PDP today. And I am telling you that from 2023, a man stood in a party and supported a presidential aspirant of another party very openly, with many other governors with him. And then the party leadership up till this day cannot call him to account or to question. And then you say we have leadership. No, we don't have. If you have leadership, what is leadership? Leadership is the man sitting there that can give direction to the people and discipline when necessary. But we have a leadership that is docile. We have a leadership that has completely neglected their duty. And rather, they are in a transactional relationship with a man who is presently controlling them. And then this is the man, the same man that the same party gave a platform to be chairman for 2 tenures. Gave him a platform to be governor, gave him a platform to be minister, and because he could not get the party presidential ticket, all hell was let loose, and PDP must go down the drain. And then we are seeing it as a party issue. This is not just a problem of PDP. It is danger to democracy, because if the opposition, the main opposition, cannot play its role of opposition and cannot challenge the status quo as it concerns the government in power, and then you said we are in a democracy. No. And if we have identified an individual to be the one that is directly responsible for such disorderliness, then the person must be addressed. I'm sure you listened to Wike Clark yesterday. He addressed former governor of Rivers State and FCT minister frontally on his role. That is what a nation is supposed to do. Former Governor Wike is a danger to the current democracy. And the President Bola Tinubu must be aware of this. And the earlier all Nigerians are aware and begin to take concerted action to take a man who wants to derail the entire system because of his own personal interest, the better for this country. We cannot go around the table when we know the man who is causing the destruction.
Thank you so much for that. Now, of course, we heard the call from Pa Edwin Clark yesterday for Nyesom Wike's removal from PDP as a party. We've heard the call several times over the past almost 1 year. We've seen the anti-party activities there for all to witness. And why has the PDP been unable to take disciplinary action against Nyesom Wike? That's question number one. Number two, why do you think this time things will be any more different? Surely he's going to continue getting away with it as he has throughout this period. What has changed?
The only thing that will change this time is that there is a clarion call. And of course, it is a call, it's an emergency that the leadership of Ambassador Damagum and that of Senator Anyanwu must be terminated immediately by every means. There will be mass action against these two individuals and other members of the NWC that has been fingered in anti-party activity that has derailed the leadership of the party. Until this leadership is removed, nothing exactly will change. Because like I have said, they are unequally yoked with Nyesom Wike. They are in a transactional relationship with him and with the APC to completely decimate the PDP so that there will be no opposition in 2027. And so we are calling on their immediate resignation. If they still have any single strand of honor in them, then they should resign. Because if they don't, the young population of people in the PDP and the upcoming leadership, we are going to rise against them. And then we are going to take a mass action against them. Already we are working on collecting signatures to ensure they resign. These are not men that should be in position of trust anymore. Not just in PDP today, but anywhere else in Nigeria. Because like you have narrated, what a shame that people will be in the opposition and then they have people in-house who are doing all kind of anti-party activity, and you cannot call them to order, and you tell us you are still leading us. They are not leading anybody. A leader is one who looks behind and sees his followers following him. As per Damagu and Ayan, no one is following them. So they've lost the savor of leadership, and the best bet is for them to resign. If they do so, PDP can sit down and begin to reject the party and begin to replan our party. But without that, then I can tell you, PDP is heading to oblivion.
All right, then let's talk reconciliation efforts. And you had recently touched on this. The PDP did set up 2 reconciliation committees in quick succession, with the most recent one being headed by Olagunsoye Oyinlola, replacing the earlier committee. Now, why do you think the first committee failed to achieve its goals? And what new strategies would you recommend to the new Oyinlola-led committee?
Well, you see, when you talk about reconciliation, first, I am a medical doctor. I'm used to treating wounds. And so when you talk about reconciliation, the first thing you are going to do when you have an infected wound is to debride that wound and get off the infection before that wound can heal. In a political party system, you must first of all talk about truth and justice. Without truth and justice, reconciliation cannot be sustainable. Either people will come out and own up to the wrong things they have done, and then the party will say, okay, you are forgiven, and we expect you to turn a new leaf. Or people will sit down and tell you that what you have done is wrong, and in the party's constitution, XYZ is the punishment for anti-party, and that punishment is carried out. It is only when that is done that we can begin to talk about a reconciliation. When discipline is not installed, someone has been offended, the party has lost an election because of the activities of certain individual, and then we are coming back to the same table without any note of caution, without any person coming to own up that we did the wrong thing for this purpose and for this reason. Reconciliation cannot be sustainable in such an atmosphere where the infectiousness of people is still smelling under the skin of the party, and we think that we can do a plastic surgery over an infected wound. Go and find out what will happen. That wound will break down, and all the plastic surgery will get away, and nothing will come out of it. Rather, the patient becomes worse.
Yeah, that's a very graphic description. Now, very quickly, as we're rounding up, I've heard you speak about, you need people to come forward and, step forward or resign and so forth. I don't understand. Does the PDP's constitution have no impact? Is it not enforceable? Why are we relying on the goodness of human beings? Does the Constitution not hold anybody accountable? Or have the senior members of PDP become immune to the Constitution? Is that not a deeper problem, that there's no regard for the Constitution whatsoever? Therefore, without a Constitution, is there even a party? Is the party not over already?
Yes, the issue of disregard to the Constitution as touching what is supposed to be done when there are infractions in PDP is the issue of leadership. We have implementers and enforcers of law. The same thing that is happening in Nigeria today. We have a constitution. Things are done with utmost disregard to the grand norm of the country. And so in our political parties, these things are the same thing. And that's why I said the only way we can get it right is to get new enforcers, new implementers. Because if the implementers have disregard to the constitution, they've also lost the right to that office.